So, there's a couple of things you're gonna need. I had two mags that jammed up on me, so I got one broken down already. I'm gonna show some of the key parts that you need to keep tabs on while you're doing this disassembly. Um, Sorry, I don't use a flashlight because I got piss poor lighting right now. Um, you're gonna need at least one Allen key. You need a 564. If you have some Allen keys, that's the size you're gonna need. Some Q-tips. You're gonna need a small Phillips and maybe a flathead screwdriver, because the screws that are used to put together the PMags are very easy to strip the heads on, so you gotta be careful with that. So here goes all the little itty bitty parts that make up a PMag. If you can go to Home Depot and get a magnified bowl, strongly recommended, so you keep everything in place and intact, so you don't lose everything. So these are all the pieces that make up a PMag as far as putting together. The thing is, one of the key parts to it is this guy right here. This is the catcher for the BBs. You need to keep your tab on that, and keep your tabs on this spring, because that's the spring that gives it tension to keep it together. So when the spring itself pushes back up onto the BB to force it through the housing, this is the catcher that stops it from feeding through until you engage the magazine into the magazine well. Alright, so those are all the little things that you need to keep tabs on. It's about 9 screws. This is the inside of a PMag if you've never seen it before. So this is what the inside half of it looks like. Here goes your spring and everything. So right here we're going to go about taking it. We already took it apart, so I'm going to put it together, but then I'm going to show you how to take it down too, so you can see that part. Alright, so we're going to put everything back together right now. Okay. Usually I like to clean it out, because sometimes it could be dirt, grime, and stuff that could be in between there. So I have Q-tips to do that real quick. Make sure it's clean. I heard mixed things about you can use silicone to clean it out if you want to help keep it lubricated and stuff like that. But I really don't see a difference in between lubing it up and not lubing it up, personally. That's how I feel about it. So this is probably the first thing you need to do. This is the guide rod for the spring right here. Throw a light on that real quick. So this is the guide rod right here. This guide rod is the one that compresses the spring all the way down on top of when the BBs are all inside the magazines, and then it just helps guide the spring back into it to guide it through the magazine. So it's like a ramp guide rod. So basically what you want to do here is that you want to get your PMag all set up, take that piece out. This piece just comes out real easy. You just push it out. So you'll just take it on the flip side, just push it out, and then it'll leave it like that. So some of the key parts you're going to need is the little washer for the base of the PMag, because this is where you're going to need the Allen key for this screw right here that is used at the bottom of the base plate to hold the mag together. So I'll show you that real quick. So that screw right there at the bottom of the base plate is what keeps the whole entire thing inside the PMag. So So this is where you'll need that Allen key right here. You'll take that off. Unscrew that real quick. So there goes that Allen key screw, and then you just push that all the way through. Okay. So that's the whole purpose of that screw right there. It keeps it inside that polymer frame. Okay. So we'll come back to that in a second. We're going to finish putting this back together, because I think that's the biggest part I had the difficulty with, was putting it back together, because I wasn't sure how to compress the spring back into the magazine without any complications, because I was trying to put it all back together, then I was trying to compress the spring through the top to push it back through, when you need this door right here to push the spring back through to get it set in place. So we're going to put everything back together right now. So this right here is a clip that's 2 springs as like a push mount for your Ranger plates or your base plate for the PMag. And then the first thing you may want to do is get the catcher reassembled and ready to go back into the mag. So what you do, you'll put it back into the magazine by putting it right here. Now, what you might want to do, if you're not too careful with things, is you might want to super glue those 2 parts together. Me, it's whatever, but if you're not careful and you just mishandle this whole thing, it will spring out and it will shoot all over the place. I mean, I've lucked out many of times finding every part, because they just shoot out everywhere if you're not careful. Okay, so basically that's where that needs to go first. Then this little washer right here for the Allen screw, it needs to go into the base of this base right here. So I try to keep everything on one side until I'm ready to screw everything back together. So those are the 2 spots that need to be put back together first before reassembling this whole entire thing, and then you'll do this catch right here for the base plate. So I'm going to try to be careful with everything. I'm going to give you a quick close-up of some of things I was talking about when I was about to put it together. So this right here is the bottom catcher for your base plate or Ranger plate. This is the washer right here for your little Allen screw or nut. As you can see how small this thing is, and you want to be careful about where you put everything. So that's what those 2 look like right there. Okay, so just move that light so you can get an idea. Okay, so bottom catcher, little washer for the wrench. So here goes the BB catcher that I was talking about, and the little spring right here. So you gotta push that in there. You can see how this is already compressed together. Like I said, you could super glue these 2 together or epoxy glue them together so they just don't fling apart if you find yourself having to open these back up, but then you gotta wait for that stuff to dry and all that. I've done this a couple of times, so I don't have to worry about that too much. So every time when you take your speed loader and feed the BB through, this retracts, and then as it falls through, the spring contracts throughout the whole thing, the whole system, into the self, until it gets to the point where you can't anymore, and then this slides back out when you pull the speed loader out so it catches the BB from keeping it from protruding. And then when it hits the magazine well, then there's a little lip inside the magazine well that this hits the top of this and pushes this back, and then it feeds your BB through. So, you know, basic little rundown on how that magazine works. Alright guys, so we're more than halfway there. So some things after screwing it all together, what I try to double check is make sure this is pushing nice and easy and even, so that, you know, I know that's going to compress right. Right here, I'll double check this and make sure this is compressing right and it's moving properly. And there's a little catch lip right here too that should, you know, show you that it's going forward, so everything's working good. So this is where you'll need the spring now. So you take the spring, you push it through the window, you push it sideways because this thing is kind of like square kind of spring. So you'll push the follower, which is this right here. This is a follower. It's a little black little nub right here. You'll push that through the window, and you'll just feed the whole entire spring through. Keep on going, just keep going. Okay, now this part right here, the spring is not going to compress all the way into there because it's going to start building a little tension. And then you should see your black head popping up right here inside the housing of the magazine. Okay, so that's when this guide rod comes back into play. So you'll take the guide rod, you'll push it over the top of that little sleeve right there. You might need to compress this spring a little bit right here. And there's a little tip on the ramp right there. It'll catch on the inside half of this frame, and you'll just push this back down on top of itself. Alright, so you got that. You get your frame. I put the goddamn frame in. All these damn PMags look the same around here. So, dang. Worry about losing screws. Lost the damn frame. Anyway, so you'll get that. You'll go ahead and get this guy going again. So you just basically put it back in the frame, push it through, put it back in here, and voila, you're pretty much done. And that is how you fix a PMag, my friends. So you slap that back in there, and you'll just put this back in. You tighten that up. You'll put your Ranger plate back on. Bam, back in business. One thing I do like about this, about just taking that screw out, say if I got a jam one, and the thing is, for me, I have a 416, which if you see my video, I had to modify these magazines for a 416. But I do run 2 buddy mags for, you know, my other teammates when we're out on the field, which are not modified, which is like this one right here. So basically, if I ever find myself where this is jammed up, I'll just literally slide this one off, unscrew that little Allen screw, slide this one off, and put this good PMag over the top of this frame that's gonna fit my 416, so I can still have mags that are up and running, and I don't have to worry about, you know, oh, okay, that mag is totally out the fight, so I gotta, you know, do this whole process. If I don't have time for that, I'll use my other buddy mags to replace that if it ever jams. But that's what I'll do for that if I need to. One of my new toys right here. TM Toki Marui XDM. New part of the family. I'll do a review on that when I finally get a chance to feel that. So I hope that that video helped you guys out how to fix JMP mags. I don't see too many videos out there. I only saw one, like I said earlier, on how to fix a JMP mag. So hopefully that gives you guys an idea of how to do it. If you got any more questions, just hit me up in the comments. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. I'm a busy man, work full time, stuff like that, so it's hard for me to punch these videos out. But when I do find time, I try to punch them out for you guys. Want to just give a shout out to Saint, my teammate. He's got some JMP mags, so he demanded that I make a video for this tonight because he's like, I need to do this right now before we go and play. The next game we're going to play, STO4, is going to be at Green Giant. It's going to be in Center, Illinois. If you guys are familiar with it, there's a Facebook page on it, Operation Green Giant. It's a small game. The biggest thing I will say about it is free. So if you go, we'll definitely be up there. Hopefully the whole team can make it out there. Only person that's not going to make it out there, unfortunately, is Mr. Samurai Matt over there at Fort Bragg. He also hooked me up with this patch right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I hooked him up with some Griffin Industry patches. So, it'll be great to see some people out there. Let me know how you guys are liking the video. Please share, subscribe, like. I'm still new to this whole YouTube thing and everything. I'm still trying to get some videos done for you guys because I see the trend and how everything's going. So, yeah, I hope this helped out a lot. Wanted to send another shout out real quick too. All the people up there at SS Airsoft. Thank you for your southern hospitality. I also want to say Carlito out there at SS Airsoft, thanks for showing us all a good time and keeping us at your crib so we can go play and have a good time out there while we was in Georgia. And check out STO4's Facebook page. Check out our YouTube channel. This is something I do on the side. I was doing this a little bit beforehand before I got on the team. I'll do a loadout video soon. I'll do a gun video soon. And check out our boy Matt, Samurai Matt 3 on YouTube. He just started his YouTube page because he's all the way out there on the East Coast, so we're not always going to be able to play with him. But when we do get the opportunity, it'll be a blessing. So go and check out his YouTube channel. He's going to start throwing videos up soon too. And until then, swag out.